Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yamunatira Vanachari. Yamunatira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yamunatira Vanachari. Yamunatira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari. Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yamunatira Vanachari. Yamunatira Vanachari. Bhaktivedanta Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveda Bhaktivedanta ki jai. So today we will be reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, commentary by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder, Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, chapter 11, text 49, the universal form. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay. Are you good with meters? It's a long verse, so I'll try my best. Let's see. Nate vitaya macha bimuda bhavo. Nate vitan macha vimuda bhavo. Dishtva rupam goram idim mamadam. Payapitya bhipiti mana panastvam. Tad eva me rupam idam prapasya. So you do it, then we follow you. Mate vitama chabimudda bhavo. Dishta rupam goram iti mama diham. Vayapta baby piti mana punasatatvam. Tadeva me rupam idam papasya. Okay, word for word. Ma. Okay, ma. Let it not be. Te. Unto you. Vyata. Trouble. Ma. Let it not be. Cha. Also. Vimuda bhava. Bewilderment. Tishtva. By seeing. Rupam. Form. Goram. Horrible. Tark. Is it tark, yeah? Okay, idrik. As it is. Mama. My. Idam. This. Vyapita. To be. Vyata be. Free from all fear. Pita manaha. Pleased in mind. Puna. Again. Tvam. You. Tat. That. Eva. Thus. Me. My. Rupam. Form. Idam. This. Papasya. Just see. Translation. You have been perturbed and bewildered by seeing this horrible feature of mine. Now let it be finished. My devotee, be free from all disturbances. With a peaceful mind, you can now see me in the form you desire. You can repeat it after me. You have been perturbed and bewildered by seeing this horrible feature of mine. Now let it be finished. My devotee, be free again from all disturbances. With a peaceful mind, you can now see the form you desire. Srila Prabhupada's purport. In the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was worried about the killing of Bhishma and Drona, his worshipful grandfather and teacher, master. But Krishna said that he need not be afraid of killing his grandfather. When the sons of Dhritarashtra tried to destroy Draupadi in the assembly of the Kurus, Bhishma and Drona were silent, and for such negligence of duty, they should be killed. Krishna showed his universal form to Arjuna just to show him that these people were already killed for their unlawful action. That scene was shown to Arjuna because devotees are always peaceful and they cannot perform such horrible actions. The purpose of the revelation of the universal form was shown. Now Arjuna wanted to see the four-armed form, and Krishna showed him. A devotee is not much interested in the universal form, for it does not enable one to reciprocate loving feelings. Either a devotee wants to offer his respectful worshipful feelings, or he wants to see the two-handed Krishna form, so that he can reciprocate in loving service with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om Agyanti Mandasya Gana Gana Salakaya Chaksul Militamena Tasme Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swaparantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pasaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachayane Nirvishesha Shunivadi Pastor Chayane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadada Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So in his purport, Prabhupada is one of the points brought out is one should not be sentimental. In the material world, the conditioned nature, Prabhupada explained in one of his one of his discussions, he said, this closeness is a conditioned nature from previous lives. That we feel that we have to be close to someone physically. Like example of the spiritual master, sometimes devotees feel they have to be close to the spiritual master all times, physically. But Prabhupada said that's like conditioned nature from previous lives. Main thing is the Vani. You have to be attached to the Vani. Because the Vani will always be with you. The physical presence may not be always with you. So in the material world, people are attached to this physical closeness. They want, because they're emotionally attached. They're on the bodily platform. So everyone wants this physical reciprocation on the mundane platform. But in spiritual life, it works differently. We have to see through the eyes of Shastra. And then we have to see, now Das Thakur says, we have to see the physical world externally. So the eyes of Shastra, we see the physical world externally, and with this, we can become detached. So, Krishna is teaching Arjuna in this purport. He's telling him that you don't have to worry about Bhishma and Drona because of the unlawful action of not stopping the disturbing of Draupadi. Um, so, uh, although this lesson also applies to us, that we have to be careful in our actions in this world, because this world is called the world of karma. This earth planet is where karma takes place. And if we do any bad actions, they'll come back on us. And even doing good actions is positive, but still it binds us to the material world. So the higher understanding is we have to do actions which help us come closer to Krishna. So our karma. So to come to that platform, one has to seek advanced association. Without this, we can see in the lives of the acharyas, Bhaktivedanta Thakur, Gokishar Babaji Maharaj, then Bhaktivinoda Thakur, even Srila Prabhupada, how they taught by the example how we have to be with around devotees who are who are seeking to be advanced in their spiritual practices. And we can see in their lives, they implemented the following of sadhana very strictly. Even though we can see in their lives they went through much more difficulties than we went through in our lives, but we can see they never compromised their sadhana standards of getting up in the early hours, chanting. So we can see this. So this is the difference between a practicing devotee and a non-devotee, or even other religions. We see the difference is there. In other religions, they have no sadhana. They just follow rituals. The aim is to go to the heavenly planets. But even to go there, ideally one has to do some level of sacrifice. It's not so cheap that one can just go there just by doing mundane good works. That can help to some extent, but one has to do some level of sacrifice also. But then Srila Prabhupada gives another line of thought in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. He says how, in the Saranantama, he's explained how to please the demigods, one has to do big sacrifices. Only will they reciprocate with you only if you do these big sacrifices. But pleasing Krishna is easier because Krishna just wants your devotion. You offer him a leaf, fruit, flower, vegetables. Then reciprocation is very easy in that way. So coming in the line of devotion to Krishna is easier in the Kali Yuga than in other ages. In the other ages, it was more difficult because people's lives were longer. Like in Dwapar, people live for 1,000 years. In Treta Yuga, they live for 10,000 years. In Satyuga, they live for 100,000 years. So the holy name was present in all the ages, but because people had so much opulence and abilities, they could not take to chanting the holy name with feeling. There was an interesting instance with Sachinandan Swami, how he was somewhere in the mountains doing had a break and he was doing his chanting. And some yogi came to him. He came to him and he told him, "You're very fortunate that you have this attachment to Krishna. For me, I cannot chant like you because I'm attached to my mystic powers." So in 11th canto Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna comments on this also, how this Ashtanga Yoga, it can lead to a deviation from the line of pure devotion. So and in the purport it says how Krishna revealed the universal form to Arjuna to assure him that don't worry about others too much. You just follow my instructions, everything will work out nicely. Jai Shri Shri Radha Gokulanda ki jai. Because in this world, we find many people want to do work on morality. They want to go in line of morality. But morality in itself is also entangling, because you're dealing with people who are mixed up in this world. And even morality can get, it can lead to spirituality after a long time. But it's very entangling. The best approach is to directly surrender to Krishna. And that comes by surrendering to his representatives and the devotees who are serving Krishna. So, so we see this, we see this how even Vidura, he instructed Dhritarashtra the qualities of a saintly person, how he's forgiving, he's peaceful, he's tolerant, he's merciful, he's compassionate, and he's ready to give good instructions if asked. Like we can see, so this is one of the difference between a devotee and a non-devotee. So we can see this purport explained how something given about Bhishma and Drona not being punished. And Prabhupada says that when Draupadi was being strobed, they said nothing against that. So we can see on the other hand how the devotees, they were ready to forgive if the Kurus gave the kingdom. They were ready to clean everything. They were ready to forgive the offenses. But we can see how Krishna is so concerned about his devotees that the offenses which the others made, he wanted to punish them for that. So that applies in all times. It doesn't apply when Krishna appeared. It didn't just apply then, it even applies now. So we can see how the modern day education of the world is such that they don't educate people in the line of spiritual understanding. They actually take people away from that, because so whole education is based on the soul-killing civilization. How you're the body, you have to enjoy your senses. You have to work hard. It's so based on the mode of passion, modern civilization education, passion and ignorance. But the Vedic civilization was based on mode of goodness, respecting Brahmanas, Vaishnavas, women, children, old people. But we can see in the modern civilization, it's the opposite. In modern civilization, they don't practice chastity. They don't respect Vaishnavas, Brahmanas. They don't look after children. They actually encourage people to have abortions. So we can see how the modern day leadership is in line of King Vena. King Vena was doing the same thing. He told the citizens, don't worship Vishnu, don't do sacrifices. Worship me, I'm God. And but in those times it was a little different because the Brahmanas had potency behind them. And when they chanted mantras, they could have an effect on the leader. So the Brahmanas spoke to King Vena and they said, why are you doing this, You're harming everyone with your actions. And King Vena, he was so proud, he said, you don't really understand who I am? I'm the center. So the Brahmanas killed him with mantra. But apparently, so this shows how even in a time when that happened, the same thing applies now. That if you don't respect Brahmanas and devotees, according to Srimad Bhagavatam, our lifespan gets reduced, our spiritual merits are taken away, we can't enter the higher planets. Yeah. So the same principle applies, which applies in other yugas. It's just in Kali Yuga, lifespan is shorter. So no point punishing people too much in Kali Yuga, like in previous times. But Lord Chaitanya is very merciful, that he's given the easy process, that you chant the holy name and you avoid the 10 offenses, quickly you can go back to Godhead. That's the blessing of Kali Yuga. Actually, as devotees, we are protected. We take it for granted, but if we observe the outside world, people are harassed by the three modes, four miseries. So three modes: goodness, passion, ignorance. Mainly is passion, ignorance. And then the three miseries: adi atmik, adi bhautik, adi devik, body and mind, other living entities, natural disturbances. So the outside world is like very disturbing. So as devotees, we are like behind a spiritual shield. The Maya cannot enter. But even in a temple, if you are not careful, then Maya is Krishna's police agent. So she knows how to test someone out. And Maya attacks when we are weak. So the weakest point is when someone gets sick or someone is in so the understanding is, Prabhupada says, we have to be serious and sincere. So if we are serious and sincere, then we'll become spiritually strong. And the examples of the Pandavas is there, how because they were very sincere and serious, Krishna always protected them. So Bhaktivedanta Thakur explains that even though we may not able to see Krishna physically present before our eyes, we may not get the same benefit of what the Pandavas got. But if we follow the scriptures, we follow the saints who are practicing the scriptures, we follow the spiritual master's instructions, we get the same benefit. Because Krishna is all powerful, he's omnipotent, omniscient. So his name is not different from him. The devotees are, in one sense, part of Krishna's family. So if you follow their instructions, then Krishna will speak through the devotees. And there are instances where Krishna speaks to the deity as well. If you pray to the deity, then Krishna reciprocates. The same principle which we are following applied in the Pandavas' time as well. They had a deity of Sitaram, Lakshman, Hanuman. I think they had a deity which was passed down, and that deity is in one of the temples. I think is Madhvacharya temple. It's in that temple there. But it's so from discussing from that point of view, devotees are protected. We have to develop the faith. So Prabhupada gives a nice example on faith. He says, just like when you buy a ticket to go on the plane, you have faith that ticket will get you on the plane. And then when you go on the plane, you know the driver will drive you to your destination. Although we see many plane crashes, but we have that faith that the driver will take us to our destination. We don't question the driver all the time. That are you driving properly? Or we don't go to the desk counter and say, well, his ticket will definitely get me on the plane. Because we see from other examples that it works. So the same thing in spiritual life, we should have that faith that many have achieved perfection. And if we follow this process, then our perfection is also guaranteed. So the beginning of spiritual life is to understand you are not the body. Unless this conviction comes in, then it's very hard to practice spiritual life. So, in order to come to that strong conviction, we have to discuss the scriptures with devotees. And we have to, by discussion, the conviction becomes strong. Like there was an example, in New Vrindavan, Srila Bhakti Chirumaj, he was doing a drama. There was one famous actor, he joined a temple. And he was playing one role in the Abhay Charan. At some point he had to shave his hair off, And he was attached to his hair because his hair was very good. And Srila Bhakti Chirumaj told him, you're not this body. And that devotee admitted, he said, when he heard that instruction, then he changed that made him into a devotee. Because he could understand this instruction is very deep, is the actual instruction word, is the real thing. So that understanding we are not the body comes easy when we surrender to Krishna's instructions. And then over time, as we practice spiritual life, example can be given, just like a young boy and young girl. In previous times, they used to get them married when they were young, isn't it? They used to build a relationship. And then initially, there's no love between the young boy and young girl. There's no love there. But because they're serving each other, when they grow up at a certain point, then the love comes, It just automatically comes. So the same way, initially, when we take to spiritual life, our attraction to Krishna may not be there so much. But when we practice sadhana, getting up early in the morning, we chant the holy name, we discuss the teachings of the scriptures, we do some services, like that. Then at some point our love for Krishna will increase very fast. Because it's already there in the heart. It's just covered over. So, Srila Prabhupada elaborated on this point. He said, when someone's in difficulty, how is it that first thing they do is they protect themselves first. Then they protect others. And the question is, why do you protect yourself? Because you're dear to yourself. Your body is dear to you. So why is your body dear to you? Because the soul is there. Someone's body is dead, no one will take care of it. They'll want to get rid of it. The body is dear to you because your soul is there. Now why is your soul dear to you? Because it's part and parcel of Krishna. So your dearest object is Krishna. So like that, if you analyze on a deeper level, it comes to that point. Unfortunately, being in the material world, this is the world of Maya, the world of ignorance. So ignorance is very strong in the material world. So unless we practice to become alert of Krishna, then the ignorance can affect us. So in other ages, you used to get brahmanas, the demigods used to come down. They used to guide us, and the mode of goodness was more prominent in other ages. But in Kali Yuga, mode of goodness is very less. It's mainly mode of passion and ignorance. So, in Kali Yuga, the age of call hypocrisy, one has to be very serious. Otherwise, the lower modes will affect. In other ages, the lower modes were there, but not so much. But in Kali Yuga, it's much more. So, Lord Chaitanya was thinking, Lord Chaitanya is Chana avatar, he's a hidden incarnation. He's Krishna himself, but he came in a golden form. So Lord Chaitanya, many of the acharyas who spread Krishna consciousness, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Vishnu Swami, Nimbaka Swami, they all came to Lord Chaitanya in Mayapur. And they told Lord Chaitanya, we want to stay in Mayapur, we want to assist you in your pastimes. But Lord Chaitanya but Lord Chaitanya said, no, for now you carry on with your mission and you preach your Krishna conscious philosophy. A time will come when I will appear and I'll give the essence of all those philosophies. And also there were Lord Chaitanya told some individual devotees that you take birth in Kali Yuga. Because Satya Yuga people are too proud. Satya Yuga people cannot chant the holy name with feeling. In Satya Yuga people think simply moving lips and tongue you can achieve perfection. They can't conceive it. They think you have to do big austerities, go to the Himalayas. So this is why Lord Chaitanya, he appears in Kali Yuga. Because in Kali Yuga, pride is out the window. People cannot do much austerities, opulence is less, lifespan is short, memory is short, unfortunate, unlucky, misguided. So the pride is gone. So the only option people have is the holy name. So in this present time, Prabhupada only appeared 100 years back, not so long ago. It's like, yeah, not that long ago. So people are not familiar with Prabhupada's teaching so much now. But just like when you're near a mountain, you don't see the height of the mountain, but as you get further and further away, you see the height of the mountain. Or of the hill, you see the height of the hill like that. So over time, you'll see many of Prabhupada's books have gone out. And over time, people will see the greatness of who Srila Prabhupada is. So, we are in a very good time. In Srila Prabhupada's times, all the books were not translated. He was writing them. So the devotees, they used to go in groups and read the books. One lecture would come out, they would go in groups and discuss the lecture. But now we are in a better time because everything is out. So all we have to do is read the writings, and we can achieve perfection. So it's on the tip of our fingers. We just have to open ourselves and investigate the teachings. Any comments or questions? Okay. Good point. Yeah. Okay. Interesting, huh? Very nice. Yeah. Yeah, Krishna knows our reciprocation with him, so he arranges. He knows everyone's situation, on what level of surrender they're on, and he puts everyone on. It's like a chess game. He puts everyone on different places. So he knows our situation. So he places according to our surrender to him. So Dronacharya, he was a Brahmana. He should have joined the Pandavas, but he joined the Kurus. And because he joined that, even his son got misguided. Aswatthama got misguided. But at the end, Krishna corrected them. Because Dronacharya put his weapons down, and then Bhima preached to him. Then he meditated on Krishna, and he went to Vaikuntha. Yeah. And Aswatthama, because he tried to kill Pariksit by throwing the Brahmastra, he got punished for 3,000 years because he was not and then he got rectified. So that's a lesson for us, that we have to be careful as devotees that we don't make mistakes, otherwise we will get the consequences of our actions also. This is the point. This is... Yeah, devotees getting more because they knowledge. It's true. I'll stop here because it's nearly 7 o'clock. Antara Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Sri Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Let's see. Singer doesn't come now. Sing. You want to sing? Okay, you can sing. Let's see. Hopefully, Madanga player comes. Which part house do you want, mother? This one is okay, or you have your own? Yeah?
Oh, it has come. If the Gora is up there, if you can follow, that would be nice. Right? I was asking for where are everyone. You pray Mridanga? Sorry? You pray Mridanga? Come in front. Started to come in front. Why is the other back? Shri Radha Gokulananda ki, Shri Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ji ki, Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai. Jaya Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Radha Gokulananda, Shri Radhe. Gokulananda Shri Radhe. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman.